Hello and greetings. I'm still not used to the no background noise thing, but hello and
Yeah,
greetings, everyone. This is Tony in LPHQ East, about 6 or so miles away from Jeremiah right now. Jeremiah, what's going on? Where are you at?
I'd be on Main Street, USA, not walking right down the middle. We're going to stay to the shade. It's
And
a
why is that?
beautiful 93 degrees, feels like 96 with a 50% humidity. It's actually, the cloud cover has helped quite a bit in the past few hours. Earlier, it was sweltering. Now it's just hot.
I
But
still
look,
want a
Lady and the
smaller
Tramp.
version of that statue, especially now that they got rid of it in the animation building in California Adventure. But I'll
Didn't
I'll have
they?
confirmation later.
I didn't activate. Oh, you can't hear it anyway. Wasn't this one of the? Was this in the? This wasn't in the box sets that they did.
No, this one wasn't. Of the ornaments, actually, it
No,
might have been. It might
they
have
had
been ornaments, but it
little
wasn't the. It wasn't the.
mystery box.
Oh yeah, I don't play mystery games.
Well,
But I meant like because they did. I want to say they did the Figment one. I think they did the Tinkerbell one, but they did them
yeah, the
decent size
minifigs.
that you could buy. Yeah, but yeah.
Anyway, we're here at Magic Kingdom, just like we were at Disney's Hollywood Studios yesterday for the Cool Kids Summer. Uh, yesterday was the actual kickoff. These days have all gone together now. Uh, Here at the Magic Kingdom, they actually have
And you
two
still got more to
locations.
go, right? Like there's
Uh,
this.
well, I have one more walk and talk, and then you're going to have a walk and talk.
I am.
I believe that will be you at Epcot on Friday,
Well,
going
people need to
over.
tell me these things.
I,
So
it, it's not scheduled, but it's on there. I'm like, I won't be at Epcot on that day. Tony will be there getting drunk.
I'll be there later. Yeah, and I don't know if you want that walk and talk. So
Yeah. But yeah,
I
we're
remember when
walking.
this place meant something.
Um, Main Street, it's actually not too busy. The parade hit and kind of emptied out. I mean, the wait times are a little high for some of the stuff, but it's not a horrible day. Other than, oh look, there's Mary and Bert. Look, there's Mary.
Hello.
Hello, Mary Poppins. Bert.
Uh, let's catch up with some comments here. King Diego says hello. Hello to you, King Diego. Daniel Phelps thinks Cool Kid Summer is going to be magical. And Kyle says the new name for a walk and talk with me at Epcot, if it is post that event that I am going to, is Stumble and Bumble.
I don't think it'll be after that, but
Based on
uh,
the timeline I saw, no.
yeah.
Anywho,
So yeah, here at Magic Kingdom, they have two different locations. One of which is just from 11 to 3, and that is the Rocky Tower Plaza stage thingy. Um, and that's just not just a DJ because it's one of our favorite DJs, Atomic Blonde, who, if you've ever been to any of these conventions or here at the parks, he is always around. And it was her with two other, you know, I don't want to say cheerleader people, but the hey, come on out and dance type people. And then Stitch would join them.
so to clarify, that was only 11 to 3.
I believe that was the time that was on the post, literally on the post outside the stage. Um, and then we're gonna still walk that way. Also, just like anybody who's watching yesterday, I'm just giving the warning. If all of a sudden it goes black, that's the end of the live stream. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe because iPhones and heat does not function well.
Did that happen
Yeah,
yesterday?
no, it thankfully did not. I have definitely learned to take the phone case off. Helped a great deal, but I was standing recording stuff yesterday, and actually even today already, and just it's like R2 shutting down. So we're walking into Tomorrowland. If you look straight ahead, you'll notice something that's back. The planets have returned to the Astro Orbiter. They look beautiful.
Can't orbit anything without a planet.
Well, I was on the People Mover when they put these in over the past week or so.
You're on the People Mover for a week?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like it's time. It almost looks like their mechanisms, especially on the planet to the right, the large one underneath that has the smaller planets, the mechanisms almost look like they're back to have them move.
That'd be something.
I know that would be something that hasn't happened in quite a while. So, but we won't know for an undisclosed amount of time still.
Do you ever feel like you're in a fever dream sometimes when you talk about like those used to move?
Yes.
Yeah. That's how I am with California's Astro Orbiter, and I have the 1998 opening as from the UPN local out there. And they always zoomed in on the Astro Orbiter, and they were spinning, but it doesn't spin like that now. It just spins on one axis, not the sliding one.
Oh yeah, it had multi-axis. Axi for that.
And I'm just like, I always feel like when I'm there and I don't see, I'm like, did I remember that? And then I have to go pop in at VHS. Oh yes, no, that was a thing.
No, that was definitely a thing. It was lots of fun to watch that. The kinetic was amazing with the rocket rods and everything. Yeah, but.
Well, Tomorrowland used to be a world on the move, and at least the People Mover is still kind of going.
So over here, they've changed what used to be a shop, and it became a seating area into almost an LEO preview center.
Let's look.
Yes, they have some photo ops, which are beautiful, but a little difficult to get to because everybody is sitting in.
And there's still tables and chairs everywhere.
Yes. Yeah, they have a video that has a quick preview of it. A great photo ops for a stroller.
I do like that one, but there's a stroller there.
Yeah, this is the one that I was trying so hard to get with nobody. But then to the left of that photo op, there's actually Elio's communication helmet. Guests can walk up, get a postcard and stickers. They put the stickers in the postcard. They put it in there. You push that blue button that's blinking, and there's communication from space, and you get an official postmark from space. I would show you, but it doesn't really come across that well on the camera, and it's in my backpack. But you can check the article we have. And then this photo op, which is beautiful, but yeah. For something that is, I feel like we've not had a good, I don't want to say preview, but other than we may get some maquettes and a preview video over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, this is the first one I can remember in a while that's been outside of that. It's a cute
that store has been nothing for how long now?
Yeah, I want to say, since we came back from COVID, it hadn't been a store, and now it's nothing. Well, it's more than nothing now. It has that cool area. So yes, over here at Rocket Tower Plaza stage, there's some video we have up of the DJ and Stitch out during the day. They don't even have the showtimes on there anymore. So imagine this being full of kids and Stitch dancing and a great DJ.
Not since the original High School Musical pep rally have I seen it full of kids and a DJ. The original, before they moved it to Hollywood Studios.
The former home of Cool Ship.
Yeah, do we know why that's gone?
I was on there, took pictures looking down. It looks like it is gone. So,
like that Sheryl Crow song.
Yes, for those of you who hope to ever see the Flight of the Navigator ship, even though the art designer for Walt Disney Imagineering said that wasn't that ship. I had nothing to do with that.
Yep.
Um, yeah, that area is, I don't want to say sadly gone because it will open up the walkway. So we'll see what, if anything happens, but they were tearing things out.
Hey, maybe they'll move that ship back on top of that one.
Yeah. Get rid of the little UFO and put up a big one. And it's really been in space
Well, I mean,
and time.
it was the Flight of the Navigator one, and then they modified it so it looked like a Stitch style ship, right?
No,
I'm
and
questioning my memory now.
no, it was the Flight of the Navigator design,
Yeah,
but the art designer who did it, I saw this a few years ago, and he's like, "That's not from Flight of the Navigator. That I had. There's nothing to do with that." It's one of those things that,
I found it in the backyard.
yeah,
At
you
Hollywood
read
Studios.
and it sticks in your head, but you will never be able to find it again. But yeah, it's the clouds have moved in. It's cooled off some. We're still, kind of busy. Tomorrowland Speedway is though only a 20-minute wait. I know Tiana earlier was getting up there, but it's hot. So of course,
I'm not crazy. Hold on. I'll pull it up here in a second. Matthew asked, did they get rid of that popcorn drink stand there in Tomorrowland? Yes, it was called Cool Ship, and now we don't know why, but it is gone.
yes. But we are going to head now back to the Adventureland Circus area to take a look at the other Cool Kids Summer.
Yeah, there it is. The Flight of the Navigator ship painted red, and then with some accents to make it look like a Stitch-esque ship. Yeah. Anyway.
The smaller gasoline.
Matthew, thanks for the update. Didn't realize that was gone. Yeah, I think it just kind of literally happened overnight.
Yeah, it was about a week and a half ago. We started getting word of, hey, that's gone. And then I came. We have, I believe it was 2 days ago, an update of Tomorrowland that had photos from the people who were looking down into that, as well as Astro Orbiter with the giant crane and all the cool stuff that's happening.
But not the cool ship. That's gone.
No, cool ship's gone. But the Cool Kid Summer is here.
Now, is Storybook Circus's Cool Kid Summer offerings also only 11 to 3?
There wasn't any times posted for that.
Okay.
So let's see if this walk and talk is just not needed.
Well, it's always good to check in on the parks on a live stream.
It's always good. Hey, if you're watching this, share with your friends. Go, hey, there are two, I don't want to say idiots, but we rank up there.
Yeah, we're up top there.
Talking random things all about Magic Kingdom. But it is a good chance to see the park. Also, remember when they had fresh made pretzel or churros here?
That's the only spot you can get them too, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was one of those things that when they closed it, I kept going, we should do an update for that. But again, that's one of those updates of, this is something that was here that most of you didn't know about, and we don't really have much proof that it was there, and it's gone now. So I'm guessing the Big Top Bash is still going on because there is a stilt walker out.
Did you see any jugglers? I know jugglers were also promised.
There were jugglers at Disney's Hollywood Studios. I did not see any jugglers. I did see a magician who looked an awful lot like somebody who used to stroll Disney's Hollywood Studios, Hollywood Boulevard, and Sunset Boulevard for many years, do some really good tricks, lots of sleight of hand stuff. So there were the still walkers. We're going to head back to the Big Top Bash, which I didn't even notice this little banner. Oh, Pluto's coming out.
Anytime something's called a bash, I just miss the block party bash. You said magic trick. Kyle's very quick to correct you. They are illusions, Jeremiah.
Well, this was much more sleight of hand than anything else. So
Then you dealt with a con man.
yes, and he actually he makes a joke because he's doing the pee in the cup trick, and sorry, I'm walking in the bubble lands. And
Oh,
he's like,
there's Pluto.
I'm not going to con you. I'll tell you if I'm going to con you. And he does the trick, and then he starts like, okay, now I'm going to start conning you. And you watch him just pull the tricks out and everything.
What's Pluto up to here?
Just getting down.
Now you have your AirPods in, which have isolated noise.
Yes.
What music is playing, or are people just randomly dancing to nothing?
It's like a silent DJ with no music at all. It's entertaining. No, we are definitely. It is.
Yeah, it looks like. So I recently went on the Disney Fantasy, and we went to a silent DJ party there. And this is what this is reminding me of, at least from our viewing angle. It's just a bunch of people jamming out and nothing.
It's get your head in the game.
Ah. So have you a number of cool Good Summer offerings now. Is it mostly just DJ dance parties?
Yes. Over here they do have some, not cornhole, but peanut toss and some Planko games. But it is, they do a great job with these. And I've watched, now this is my third one. Lots of fun for the kids. The one at Epcot in Communicore Hall is a giant game, and they have lots of fun with it. But at the same time, it's AC. This has some great fans and AC going, but yeah, that's the cool kid summer stuff back there.
And that one doesn't have a limited window like Tomorrowland does, apparently.
No,
or is it just shifted later?
No, I think this one may be, I don't know what the exact hours are, but that's the second DJ that I've seen.
Okay.
So, they definitely have some type of hours. I would guess it wouldn't go too late, but I have not seen any official hours for this.
And to clarify, that's kind of an added big top that's always kind of been there. It's not where the character meet and greets are, right?
No.
Yeah.
We are going to walk in here. This is where the sleight of hand person was.
Illusions.
Yes. And the fun thing is, they added tables in here, and these aren't just plain tables. They're actually branded Big Top Bash table. I couldn't get any pictures of them because everybody was
people
at
are
them.
Sitting at them. Yeah.
Yeah, but they have coloring, cute little things that are great ways to pass the time. See, she's helping out with coloring pages. There are popcorn holders that have crayons in it. I don't want to call the Cool Kid Summer an excuse to have AC tables, but it's definitely on the high demand and over at Communicore Hall, because it's just the dance party inside there and they have seats around the outside. I was talking to some of the people going, they're going to have to add more seats. I'm like, why? This is fine. I'm like, this is fine right now. You come back at 3:00 when it is at the peak heat, and it will look like a homeless encampment of people just laying on the floor.
So I also looked over the pictures earlier of that, and I'll share them here in the comments. At Goofy Core, which is in Communicore Hall, it also looks like they made like giant board game spots. So like that's part of the fun. So I don't know that tables could even go in there because it's part of the activities.
No, there's the carpet is just fun carpet. Like they walk you well. So there's the goof crew, not troop, goof crew, who come out and encourage people just like here to dance, have some fun. And they will run you around the board. But sadly, there's no actual like, okay, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. They do play goofy limbo, um, parachute, and I can't remember what they called it. And then they have goof freeze or goofy says.
Oh, see, when you said
So
Goofries,
yeah,
I thought that was another Joffrey's drink.
no. When I did walk in before Goofy and the Goo Crew came out, they were playing a new version of Ice Ice Baby that I'd never heard because I had nowhere to ever hear that song again. That was just for freeze tag. Like somebody went through and created this, but yeah, it's again, it is more than nothing. It is just fun additions, DJs, dance parties. What we came to expect from Walt Disney World pre-COVID was another dance party. But I think most people have now missed or forgotten that part of the world where everything was a dance party for additions. So
Yeah.
people are excited. It's
Kyle
I'm
points
not.
out it also puts the PE in Epcot. And welcome, Fred.
Yes. So that's the Cool Kid Summer offering here.
Now, technically, there are two big things that are part of the Cool Kid Summer, and they're both at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and it's the debut of Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After and The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure.
Very
Have you
good.
seen either of those?
I had the chance to see both of those. I have some.
Both
We have
officially open
reviews of
today,
it.
by the way.
Yeah, in the line, I popped into Disney's Hollywood Studios to get photos of the merchandise that they didn't have for us yesterday during the media event. And the line for Little Mermaid was they'd added in a rope and it was going back down to Walt Disney Presents. And they
Nice.
have not opened the lightning lane for it yet. It's still listed as coming soon. But I also heard that for Disney Villains, the entire courtyard is set up as a queue. So
Wow.
yeah, both shows lots of fun. The Mermaid show is very different than the previous show, but is still the same. But at least now you can follow the story. Still good puppets. The addition of the CG Ursula and the different characters really adds a lot. And the first time I saw it, I was towards the back of the theater. Couldn't really even tell
Hi, kid.
what which was the CG Ursula and which was the puppet Ursula, because they created the CG Ursula to look just like the puppet Ursula that looks exactly like the previous Ursula from the show. And Villains Unfairly Ever After is just fun. Like somebody had mentioned to me earlier before I saw it of like, oh, I hear it's not good. If the only thing you are doing is watching the video of it, no, it does not come across as, oh, this looks fun, because the staging and everything is so amazing. You have to experience it in person. And that's not me giving a line. That was, I walked through there going, wow. Not at one point, but throughout the entire show, they showcase 85 different villains on the walls and mirrors. So keep an eye out, because I spent most of the show just waiting to see the Horn King from Black Cauldron going, okay, did they put him in there? And towards the end, he pops up pretty prominently, and I was impressed. But
as prominent as a former Tokyo Disneyland attraction?
No, it's
Oh, okay.
still just a. But so they appear in the shattered mirrors or projected
Hmm.
on the walls. But he was actually, I believe, projected on the wall. But they gave him laser eyes or
Oh,
red
nice.
and bright. So yeah, it's one of those things of the show's fun, the music's great, but you and I could sit there and try to actually this could be a project for you. Try to track down all of the villains that are in there.
That could be fun.
Yeah,
I know that one has show times, and Little Mermaid runs continuously. So
yes.
I'm curious to see how those will differ, in
Yeah,
operationally speaking.
I'm guessing that they will find a way to get more shows for villains, especially if it's as busy as it was today. Mermaid, well, Mermaid has two live actors and puppeteers, where villains only has three actors. So,
Yeah.
but
The
it is go
I
for it.
I was gonna say I know that uh I had friends who were there earlier, and it was continuous, and they said it was posted 2 hours, but they ended up waiting about 90 minutes for Mermaid, and they probably weren't going to try villains today, maybe later.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those. It's opening day. It
Yeah,
isn't.
and I don't
It,
think they knew that, and I told them that. But yeah,
yeah, I'm not saying that the parks aren't busy, but today was definitely the day where you look and you're like, oh, so everybody is now just there for the shows, which
actually,
is a great thing. And, you know, it's the shiny new penny. What are we going to do after 2026 when we can't talk about shiny pennies anymore?
I don't know, but I am going to look up the wait times now because I am curious.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom, everybody's spread out. It's very nice. I just completely walked by Peter Pan and didn't even notice the wait time. So,
Little Mermaid show right now is at an 80-minute wait.
and what's Tower of Terror?
Tower of Terror is a 30.
Yeah,
Rock and Roller
there
Coaster
we.
is a 55. Here's what you compare it to. So Little Mermaid's at an 80, and Rise of the Resistance has a 45-minute wait.
Yeah.
Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run 15-minute wait. It appears that Little Mermaid, an undersea adventure or whatever it is 80 minutes as the longest wait in the park right now.
I've said this a couple of times. When all the cogs start working properly, and the middle of the day when you got a mermaid, a villains, an Indiana Jones, a Frozen, and a Beauty and the Beast all at the same time, you can stand on Hollywood Boulevard and probably throw a rock. Don't throw rocks and not hit a single person.
I don't know if Fred means for Cool Kid Summer, but we're going to play with it. Did you see Stitch yet?
Yes.
You did earlier between 11 and 3.
Yes. Which I can understand the timing, but 11 and 3 is the heat of the day. And the DJ, the two, raw people, and Stitch running around dancing. That is a good show. They are definitely earning their Scooby snacks.
Not a Disney item, by the way, but we'll address that later.
Sooner or later.
What's this? Water still in the river? And a boat? A boat that I kind of heard.
Oh, you can hear that?
I heard it briefly, and now I saw the steam out of the whistle, but I didn't hear the second one.
Yeah, we definitely have to work on the ability for those of you at home to enjoy the audio instead of just hearing Tony and I talk, or at times just dead air.
Fred wants to know, why do people wear backpacks in the park? Belongings to carry their kids' iPads so they can watch shows while they're in the park for some reason. The list goes on.
Yeah, I
You know what? I
am.
haven't seen in a long time. When I worked at the parks, I would see this all the time, but I have not seen it on any of our live streams in a while. So I don't know if this is not a thing anymore, if it's not allowed or what. But Camelbacks, if you know the brand, where you would have like the gallon of water on your back and you just suck it out of the strap. I don't
I
know.
saw
I
one
have not
not
seen that in a
too
long
long
time.
ago.
Okay.
But yeah, I think at this point, the thought of having water on your back, as fun as that is, it gets hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was mentioning that to me earlier, how I am normally just a phone, a battery, my AirPods, and that's it. But
Do
on
you,
days like today where I have to do all of this, I'll carry a sling bag.
yeah. Do you still use the cruise line one?
No,
Okay.
it got too big. They for Animal Kingdom's 25th, they gave a very nice little sling bag that
Oh, very
works
nice.
out perfect. But
Yeah. I
if
know
I
that
don't have to, I won't.
they have stopped doing it as part of the Castaway Club on Disney Cruise Line, but now
Yeah.
it's a big tote. But I swear that sling bag has come in so handy, and so many people have it and use it. So
So I lived out of that thing for quite a while, and then I gave up. And it's funny. I think I actually gave away 3 of those just before they stopped giving them away. Now I'm like,
yeah,
I missed. No, I don't.
the tote that they give now is good quality, but I wish they would do
Yes.
this sling bag again. And I'm still waiting because my wife and I are booked on the Destiny. I'm still waiting to see what their inaugural Castaway gifts are going to be. So, because I know for the treasure they did, and I'm pretty sure you have this too. It's like a backpack kind of thing.
No, I ended up with the for every cruise line opening, I end up with the overnight bag,
Okay.
and usually the towel, and then they'll have something else random in there. I was just looking at that. I have one for the wish and the treasure, and I'm like, things that I will never use that will have to go to a good home at some point. It is quiet around here. I mean,
I'm
it's not.
noticing. I mean,
Yeah.
the Riverwalk's always kind of quiet comparatively to the rest of the pathway nearby, but
Yeah.
yeah, this is nice.
I'm going to cut left. We are not going to walk down to Tiana's dead end and then turn around. But Tiana's has been running fine. Like, I haven't heard any major downtime for in a long time. I did go on it the other day, and I
Oh,
will tell you,
I was gonna laugh for a second because there's a star near it, but I think that is uh Pirates Adventure Treasure of the Seven Seas, but it's a 65-minute wait right now.
for Pirates, Treasure of the Seven
No,
Seas
no, no, no. That's
for Tiana's.
for Tiana's. Yeah.
Yes.
5
I went
minutes to
on
go to
it.
Tom Sawyer Island. So all those people wondering why Tom Sawyer Island's going away.
Yes.
There you go.
Tiana, the first Tiana, her hand was, I don't want to say broken because it ended up moving, but it was very weird looking. And then Lewis, the first one where you come down and he kind of gives you the whole lowdown of everything, just completely frozen. It was a very strange look. But the finale looks amazing still. Even Mama Odie was working with the exception of her mouth, which is fine because she doesn't have any teeth. So it looks like she's, her gumming the words is still, you could definitely tell when you're right next to her. Juju, don't touch my beignets.
Right now, Mine Train, Tron, Space Mountain, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure are all tied for the longest wait in Magic Kingdom with 65 minutes. Mansion's 35, Pirates is 25.
And the funny thing is, if you would have checked this last Tuesday, I'm pretty sure those waits would have been longer. But now that we are, in summer,
Also removed from the animation building in California Adventure. Fun fact. From what I've seen, anyway. I will know more later today.
yeah, I am actually heading out there next week, so I'll be interested to see because I am still so used to the original loop, and I haven't spent a lot of time in there over the past. What are they on the? This is the third or fourth update.
I
for it?
believe this is the 4th update.
Yeah.
But yeah, the original loop, like the original loop with Atlantis in it and Emperor's New Groove. Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm standing there and like something goes and I expect it's like Main Street where you're like, oh, I know what song is next,
Yeah.
but that is nope. Beacon Barrel is still under construction. Let's see if they've actually even changed out the signs.
I was like, it's basically the old Pirates League, or am I wrong with that?
So it's the Pirates League, and they expanded into the store.
Okay.
And that courtyard, the really nice empty courtyard that used to be in the queue,
Yeah.
that's taken over by it also, and
Okay.
it's pushed out into the queue some. Yeah, but yeah, Pirates League, which closed before COVID.
It was, yeah, it was. Let me check that. I just looked this up because it was announced to close before COVID, but I think it just never reopened after COVID.
Yeah.
But it was definitely going to be closing.
Here's one of those things, again, just like I was saying about the churro, that to us nerds, something we notice. To everybody else, it's like, oh, so when they redid all of this to create this extended queue, they had left the screen for the game.
Sorcerer of the Magic Kingdom. Or was it the pirate one? Okay.
No, it was the sorcerer, and they even still had the camera in there and everything. And it reopened, and the screen was still there. And then just in the past few months, I would say at the most, they've taken out the screen and kind of going, oh, there's no reason to have a screen there that eats energy and does nothing.
All my cards from that game are something I can't seem to get rid of. Like,
I still have my ones from the parties. Like, those were always the cool ones. The original cards, I never bought any of the expansions, but I had, the set like 4 times over.
I would come every day when I would come to the park with my annual pass and get my pack for the day. But then they changed it. So it's like you have to go to at least one stop. Yeah. Okay. So I would do that. So I have, I don't know how many games that were just started that just didn't continue.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could just pull those into Lorcana?
That's kind of what I thought of when Lorcana started too.
Yeah.
I do have one that goes with me everywhere. It's behind my phone, in between my phone and my phone case. And you could attest because you know me more personally than anybody watching, Jeremiah. But it is Eve from it's Eve's Laser Blast card from Wally and Eve. We never got a Wally one, so she doesn't have one. But Eve goes with me everywhere.
Oh,
I know.
That's actually very touching.
And she's still in good shape too, the card. So
like Morgan?
Yeah. Well, her too, but yes.
Yeah.
In this instance, I'm referring to the card. Oh, the corners are, I pulled it out. The corners are a little faded, but yep.
Anywho. If I knew where my cards were, I would just give you any Eve that I have for backups. But they did.
Well, if you find them, I would appreciate that. But
yes.
You don't have to. Thank you.
And watchers, if you happen to have an Eve Source of the Magic Kingdom, send it care of Laughing Places, Tony.
New York City, New York State, 10108.
They have finally taken down all of the tarp for the treehouse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Matthew answers Fred's question a little more seriously than I did. I kind of said parents, but Matthew's answering more. I and many other parents, I'm sure, wear backpacks to carry all the gear we need for the kids: water bottles, cooling towels, personal fans, a place to put souvenirs, etc. Do you not carry a backpack to the park? Even when we don't have kids, but whenever we go, we definitely have a backpack. If we're going for the day, um, we like if we go to California or whatever, we'll have
Yeah.
the water bottles out there, especially in California. Unlike Florida, when the temperature drops when the sun goes down, so we'll also have like a hoodie or something in there too.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're coming over here to check out the squirrel. Oh, gone. But yeah,
Bye.
look, the water wheel works. Even the mechanism to take water up to the top work.
Yeah, don't tell Mike.
It's funny. Mr. Daps, who is a friend of Laughing Place and
Yeah.
covers all sorts of good stuff, did one of those like then and now type things, but he had a photo of the treehouse and he holds it in front of the current Adventureland treehouse. Oh, here's something that I have not seen, although I've heard about it.
What?
Look at
Raya.
that.
And I will agree with Donna with as you come across Raya. Beautiful view. I love she's a very modern character, but has already slipped into obscurity.
Yeah, when I was watching the cavalcade the other day, it was funny because there was full on dad just talking to his family. It was like, Raya and the Last Dragon was a good film, but sadly it was a COVID film. And I was like, yes, I need to go back and give it another try, even though I have to plug my ears for like a quarter of the film.
Why?
Water.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just nails on the chalkboard there.
I remember I saw the cavalcade go by once, and I did the dragon, like, I'm not going to say prayer, but basically the dragon pose with the hand and like in the circle.
Mm-hmm.
And the performer Raya got so excited because somebody knew what was going on, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, having her walk around, like, I'm all about bringing out and changing around characters. And they did a lot of character shuffling here. Mulan, who used to meet down by the town square theater, she is no longer there, but they put Elena of Avalor there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's between Elena and Raya. I feel like there are people who know, but a lot of people who don't.
Yeah.
And Elena probably is more well known than Raya.
Yeah, it's true. Well, that show's been on how long?
Also,
yeah.
Look straight ahead. There's
a vehicle.
Main Street vehicles have been running since I came into the park. That's
wow.
There's two. So there is the.
Well, that's the
that
jitney.
looks like the.
I used to drive those. That's the jitney.
And then they have the car over there.
That's the blue 03. But yeah. We called them the 03s. I can't remember if it was 1903 or 8. It couldn't have been 1803.
No.
But yeah. Definitely not 2003.
No,
yeah.
They would have been flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good summation of the park. It's there are crowds, but there aren't crowds.
Yeah. If you could drive down the street at 4:45 in the afternoon,
yeah.
I'm more surprised because usually the driving shifts are early in the morning. But I'm also going back to when in my day when I was driving those cars, it was you had the early morning you could go drive, and then you had Move It, Shake It, Celebrate It at twice, as well as the trolley show. Where they would come out and clang with the trolley.
Tony,
and all
there
those.
are three vehicles.
Oh, the yellow. Yellow has the best clutch, or at least it did in 2010. But yeah.
Yes, and I do miss the trolley show very much. Like that's one.
Yeah, so you had the trolley show, you had Move It, Shake It, Celebrate It, and then you had Dream Along with Mickey, and you couldn't drive through that. So like if you drove up the street, you got stuck at the Tomorrowland Bridge. and then the day parade. And usually in the day parade, we at that time it was Celebrated Dream Come True, and the grand marshals for the parade would be in the vehicles. So we would drive that, and then Flag Retreat, and then the Family Fun Day parade, if you remember that, had the fire truck, and then after that, it was kind of there were no vehicles because it was too busy, and then you either had Spectro Magic or the Main Street Electrical Parade at night, so there was no reason to even try to bring those out at night.
So you can't hear them, but the pianist is playing, and the cast member from Casey's is out encouraging, and they're going to play "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Actually, hang on. Let me just put on the audio, so don't say anything, Tony, because it sounds horrible every time.
Okay.
So could you hear that?
Yes, we could. Kyle also said though it wasn't the best. He said it's like drowning in a baseball game. If your mobile order isn't ready yet at Casey's, that was why. So
No, there's nobody in Casey's. Like here, you can get a good view. There are people like ordering, and that's it. And there's 3 parties in there, so yeah, it's one of those days, and I feel like this is how summer is going to be, just because summer is no longer the busy season around here.
Matthew again, Disney parks are a passion of my wife and me. We have 2 kids as well, 8 and 5. Raya was a great movie. So happy you said that, Matthew. I love that movie. Daniel's asking us, are we both married? I'm just wondering. I am. Jeremiah is not, unless he has some breaking news for us.
Nope.
Okay.
And that is not going to change anytime ever.
I just love the nope. Sorry.
I'm very happy for you guys. I'm very happy for Mac and Jess. I'm very happy for Benji and Alex, Doobie, Rebecca,
Cole and Nicole.
Yes, I was going to say Cole and Nicole. That Mike and
Tori.
Wow, that one was difficult. Yeah, I'm very happy for all you, and I will be the cool uncle for for Parker.
That's true. Yeah.
Remember there used to be a barber shop right here?
No, I've always known it to be down at the other end.
That was. When did you start coming here?
So my first visit was in 91, and then I came again in 99 and 2002 and 2003, and then I lived here in 2006. At no point did I even know there was a barbershop on Main Street until I lived here in 2006.
Yeah, I actually had gotten my hair cut there in 97.
Okay.
And I don't remember when it actually relocated, but I know it was in late 90s. No, it had to be early 2000s, because late 90s it was still there. That's when I got my hair cut. So this is the construction wall, the ever-moving construction wall here. But so everybody's like, oh, the construction wall, the new area. Nobody has taken a moment to appreciate, 1, how bright these lamps are, and 2, how cool they are. Like these new lamps add so much brightness in here. I used to walk in here and you're like, okay, yeah, now it's wow. And these things are massive. Welcome to Lamp Talk with Jeremiah.
Where so the construction wall, as you said, has been moving. I haven't been in there in a while. Where it's completed, is it more of an open space or is it filled with shelves again?
No, I'll walk back to the completed areas. This general area is, I think, the last full area because they haven't really touched a lot of the stuff over here. And here you can see the difference between the lamps. Like that's the old lamp and how dark it is. And then you start crossing over into the new area that is super bright. But they've also they're I don't want to say sadly because it's the world we live in, but they're rearranging the cash register areas to make it more of a flow. It's where there's a cash register every 20 feet that we're used to, they're kind of moving them from one end to the other. So it'll be more like World of Disney, which I'm not crazy about, where you come in one end and you pay and you exit the other end. But
so the reason I ask is I had a theory. Disney's already announced there's a new nighttime parade coming.
I know. I wish there were arcades.
And then they have already at night with Happily Ever After and other entertainments, they already use the Emporium as a pathway to exit. So I thought for sure that was them just kind of clearing it out inside to avoid opening backstage on that side of the street.
No,
that is not gussied up like the other side.
They opened up more of the space. This was more shelving and more plush, which there's tons of shelving, but you can see this was always the pinch point because there was a wall there and it would just get cramped. But yeah, they open it up more. You can tell the flooring is different.
Oh, I'm well aware of the flooring because I've been on social media. So I don't know if you've seen any of that, but for about a week there, it was just nonstop about the bad floor design.
But yeah, this area hasn't been put into use yet. But again, I think this is going to be, they're going to put you down here and those doors are exit only. So you'll be checking out here, which they got rid of the shelving. Was
the quote unquote like men's store, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, it was the hat store and then the men's stuff.
Okay.
And yeah.
I should say department because I know, God, I don't remember when it was, but when they made it all one stretch and one shop, that kind of lost its way. But
yeah, so like you can see, it's much more open. I mean, it is. You can see almost from here.
As long as over there, as long as the turn of the century Main Street Emporium doesn't get the Marshall's TJ Maxx style number calling system that was implemented at World of Disney, I'll be okay.
No, that is still one of those things that I cringe over.
Oh yeah, we went there a couple of weeks ago, and it was boop boop number 7 at register 7.
Nobody's in the yellow one right now.
It's a weird place for it to stop too.
There was bubble carts in the way.
Oh, okay, that explains it.
I don't think the ODV, do we even call them ODV? Outdoor vending folks are used to the cars being out this late or the transportation. And again, Mary and Bert just hanging out on Main Street. I feel like I'm at Disneyland. What is going on?
I'm flashing back to when I drove those now, and you would always stop wherever the sign is in Town Square there. And the amount of times people thought they had to pay me to take them down the street was ridiculous. But yes.
When I was in Paris, the first time out of all of my visits, the vehicles were running. And I actually took a trip. And it was just down to the castle. and the cast members like had to like almost forcefully tell me that they're just going down to the castle.
Yeah.
I was like, it's okay. It's okay.
Some people thought I would take them to their cars. I remember
Yeah.
that. And I was like, no.
Oh, and the drip, drip, drop start falling on my head.
Kyle points out, cool kids love Mary Poppins for Cool Kid Summer. And then I think Fred's trying to do a Guardians of the Galaxy. That's Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yep.
Well,
this
we have
rain
made it.
Wasn't supposed to be hitting yet, so.
Yesterday it was supposed to storm all day, so I opted not to go to a pool on my Memorial Day holiday. And then when I finally was ready to do something at around 4:00, that's when the thunderstorms hit. So, and they were ugly yesterday too.
Yep, I was at Hollywood Studios at the end of the night. Oh, we need to keep walking because I can't be here for this, because then I have to stop and have to do all the proper observation of these flag retreats.
That's about time for it. Yeah.
And this rain is starting to pick up. So let's go out here and look at the floral, and then we'll sign off.
All right, folks. Well, later on today, we do have a Barely Necessities, the live Disney merchandise show coming at you at 7:00 Eastern, 4:00 Pacific. Throughout the week, we'll be doing walk and talks. Apparently, I will be doing one of them as well from inside the park at Epcot. Did not know that until Jeremiah told me.
Well, that's not official, but you're in the park. So we'll see.
All right. Well, from Magic Kingdom, tomorrow you're at Animal Kingdom?
Thursday I'm at Animal Kingdom.
Thursday you're at Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
So remember, best way to get notified with despite my horrible memory and schedule is to like, subscribe, ring that bell, get notified whenever we go live from Magic Kingdom. So long, everybody.
Have fun.